Once you turn 70, something powerful happens. You've earned wisdom, perspective, and a lifetime of experiences that no book can teach. But this stage of life also asks for something very important in return: awareness. Awareness of the habits that quietly drain your energy, weaken your body, and steal your joy over time. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell, and today I want to speak to you heart to heart, because if you stop these 5 habits now, you can change how the next 10, 20, or even 30 years of your life feel. The first habit to let go of is believing that decline is inevitable. Too many people reach their 70s and start telling themselves, "I'm old now. This is just how it's supposed to be." That belief alone can slow healing, reduce motivation, and weaken the mind-body connection. Your body is always listening to the thoughts you repeat. When you constantly expect pain, stiffness, or fatigue, your nervous system adapts to that expectation. Instead, shift the story. Tell yourself that your body is still capable of healing, adapting, and improving, because it is. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s regain strength, balance, clarity, and confidence simply by changing what they believe is possible. The second habit to stop is eating for convenience instead of nourishment. As we age, every bite matters more, not less. A diet high in processed foods, excess sugar, refined flour, and unhealthy oils quietly fuels inflammation, joint pain, brain fog, and low energy. Your body now needs foods that support circulation, digestion, and cellular repair. Fresh vegetables, leafy greens, berries, healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and clean sources of protein can dramatically improve how you feel. Eating slowly, staying hydrated, and respecting your digestion are acts of self-care, not restrictions. Food is information for your cells. Give them information that helps them thrive. The third habit is avoiding movement because of fear or discomfort. Many older adults stop moving not because they can't, but because they're afraid of making things worse. The truth is, gentle movement is one of the most powerful medicines available to you. Light walking, stretching, balance exercises, chair movements, and deep breathing improve circulation, lubricate joints, strengthen muscles, and support the brain. You don't need intense workouts. You need consistency. 5 to 10 minutes multiple times a day can completely change how your body feels. Motion tells your body that it's still needed, still alive, still capable. When you stop moving, the body listens and begins to shut down. When you move gently and regularly, it responds with strength. The fourth habit to stop is neglecting daily lifestyle rhythms. Sleep, sunlight, posture, and breathing may seem simple, but they are foundational. Staying up too late, sitting for hours without breaks, shallow breathing, and poor posture all stress the nervous system. Your body thrives on rhythm. Going to bed at a consistent time, waking with natural light, standing up and moving every hour, and breathing deeply through your nose calm the nervous system and support healing. Even something as simple as standing tall and opening your chest improves oxygen flow and confidence. Small daily habits done consistently shape how you age far more than occasional big efforts. The fifth habit, and this may be the most important, is holding on to negativity, regret, or chronic stress. Emotional tension lives in the body. Long-term stress tightens muscles, raises blood pressure, disrupts digestion, and weakens immunity. Carrying resentment or fear into each day weighs down your nervous system. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting your past, it means refusing to let it control your future. Gratitude, purpose, and connection are not luxuries, they are necessities. Find something each day that gives you meaning, whether it's helping someone, learning something new, praying, journaling, or simply appreciating a quiet moment. A positive mindset isn't about pretending everything is perfect, it's about choosing hope over helplessness. Here's what I want you to remember. Aging is not about adding years to your life alone, but adding life to your years. Your body is incredibly adaptive, even now. The nervous system can learn new patterns. Muscles can strengthen. Balance can improve. Energy can return. But it starts with stopping the habits that silently pull you backward. You are not too old to change. You are not too late. You are right on time. Every small step you take today sends a message to your body that you care, that you're paying attention, and that you're still moving forward. Choose nourishing foods. Move gently but daily. Sleep with intention. Breathe deeply. Speak kindly to yourself. These are not small things. They are powerful signals of life. Turning 70 does not mark the beginning of decline, even though society often tries to convince us otherwise. Too many people reach this age and quietly accept discomfort, weakness, or fatigue as something they must live with. That belief alone can become the biggest obstacle to health. The body is deeply connected to the mind, and the thoughts you repeat every day shape how your nervous system functions. When you expect pain and limitation, your brain adapts to protect you by reducing movement, slowing reactions, and lowering energy. Over time, this creates exactly what you feared. But when you understand that aging is not an automatic downward slide, everything begins to change. The human body is designed to adapt at every stage of life. Cells are constantly renewing, muscles respond to use, and the brain continues to form new connections even in later years. Research and real-life experience both show that strength, balance, flexibility, and mental clarity can improve well into the 70s, 80s, and beyond. The key difference between those who thrive and those who struggle is not age itself, but mindset. When you believe improvement is possible, you send a powerful signal to your nervous system that growth is still required. The body listens and responds. Many older adults unknowingly limit themselves by avoiding activity, new routines, or positive challenges simply because they believe it is too late. This creates a cycle where inactivity leads to weakness, weakness reinforces fear, and fear leads to even less movement. Breaking the cycle starts with a single mental shift. Instead of asking, "What can I no longer do?" begin asking, "What can I improve today?" That question opens the door to progress. Even small improvements in posture, breathing, walking, or balance can restore confidence and independence. A positive belief system does not mean ignoring reality or pretending the body never changes. It means working with the body instead of giving up on it. Healing after 70 may happen more gradually, but it still happens. The nervous system remains capable of learning new patterns, reducing pain signals, and improving coordination. When you speak to yourself with encouragement rather than criticism, stress hormones decrease, circulation improves, and the body enters a state that supports repair rather than breakdown. Every day, your body responds to the messages you send it through thought, movement, and attention. When you choose hope instead of helplessness, you activate motivation. When you expect strength instead of decline, you naturally take better care of yourself. This mindset alone can improve energy, mood, and physical function. Aging is not the end of growth. It is a different season, one that rewards patience, consistency, and belief in what is still possible. Turning 70 does not mean your body has reached its expiration date, even though many people are taught to believe that decline is unavoidable. This belief is one of the most damaging habits a person can carry into older age. When you constantly tell yourself that pain, weakness, or low energy are simply part of getting old, your brain accepts that message as truth. The nervous system begins to adapt around limitation instead of potential, and over time the body follows that direction. But aging itself is not the cause of decline. Giving up on growth is. Your body is still alive, responsive, and capable of change. Cells continue to renew, muscles still respond to gentle challenge, and the brain remains capable of learning and adapting. What changes most after 70 is not your ability to improve, but the speed at which improvement happens. And that is perfectly okay. Progress does not need to be fast to be meaningful. When you understand this, patience replaces frustration and consistency replaces fear. Many people unknowingly accelerate aging by avoiding movement, new habits, or positive challenges simply because they assume it is too late. This mindset creates a silent cycle where fear leads to inactivity, inactivity leads to weakness, and weakness reinforces fear. Breaking this cycle begins in the mind. The moment you stop identifying yourself as too old and start seeing yourself as still capable, your behavior changes. You stand a little taller. You move a little more. You take better care of yourself without forcing it. The nervous system is always listening to the messages you send through your thoughts. Encouraging thoughts calm the body, reduce stress hormones, and improve circulation. Negative thoughts tighten muscles, disrupt balance, and drain energy. When you choose to believe that improvement is possible, you activate systems in the body that support healing and strength. This is not wishful thinking. It is how the mind and body are designed to work together. Aging with strength begins when you stop labeling every ache or limitation as permanent. Instead of asking what you have lost, ask what you can still build. Confidence, balance, clarity, and vitality do not disappear at 70. They fade only when belief fades. Growth does not end with age. It only ends when you decide it has your mindset is not just a collection of thoughts passing through your head. It is a powerful force that shapes how your body functions every single day. After 70, this connection becomes even more important. The brain and nervous system are constantly interpreting your beliefs and turning them into physical responses. When you repeatedly think that you are weak, fragile, or incapable, your body responds by tightening muscles, lowering energy, and reducing confidence in movement. Over time, these responses feel very real, even though they began as thoughts. This is why mindset is never separate from health. Many older adults speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to someone they love. They criticize their bodies, focus on what no longer feels easy, and expect the worst. This constant inner dialogue creates stress, and stress quietly weakens the immune system, disrupts digestion, raises blood pressure, and increases pain sensitivity. The body does not know the difference between real danger and imagined fear. When negative thoughts repeat, the body stays in a state of tension and protection, which accelerates aging from the inside out. Changing your mindset does not mean denying challenges or pretending everything feels perfect. It means choosing thoughts that support healing instead of breakdown. When you say to yourself, "My body is doing the best it can," or "I am still capable of improvement," your nervous system begins to relax. Blood flow improves, breathing deepens, and muscles release unnecessary tension. These changes may feel subtle at first, but over time they add up to more energy, better balance, and a greater sense of control. A positive mindset also influences the choices you make throughout the day. When you believe your actions matter, you are more likely to eat nourishing foods, move gently, and rest without guilt. When you believe nothing will help, even the best advice feels pointless. Hope is not just emotional, it is practical. It fuels consistency, and consistency is what the body responds to most at any age. The brain remains adaptable throughout life. New neural connections can form, old patterns can soften, and emotional resilience can grow stronger. Gratitude, curiosity, and purpose are powerful tools for reshaping mindset. Reflecting on what still brings meaning to your life, appreciating small wins, and staying mentally engaged sends signals of vitality to the brain. These signals translate into better coordination, sharper thinking, and improved mood. Your thoughts are instructions to your body. Every encouraging thought tells your system that it is safe to grow stronger. Every fearful thought tells it to shut down and conserve. Aging well is not about forcing positivity. It is about choosing beliefs that give your body permission to function at its best. When your mindset shifts, your health follows, and that shift can begin at any moment, even right now, after the age of 70. Food is no longer just about filling your stomach or enjoying familiar flavors. It becomes one of the most powerful tools you have to influence how your body feels and functions. Every bite you take sends instructions to your cells. Those instructions can either support healing, reduce inflammation, and improve energy, or they can quietly increase pain, stiffness, and fatigue. As the body ages, digestion becomes more sensitive, and the margin for poor food choices becomes smaller. What once caused little harm can now create noticeable discomfort. Many older adults rely on convenience foods because they are easy, familiar, and comforting. Unfortunately, highly processed foods are often loaded with sugar, refined carbohydrates, unhealthy oils, and artificial additives that stress the body. These foods trigger inflammation, interfere with circulation, and disrupt blood sugar balance. Over time, this leads to joint pain, brain fog, low energy, and increased risk of chronic disease. The body after 70 needs nourishment, not stimulation. Whole, natural foods provide the raw materials your body uses to repair itself. Fresh vegetables, especially leafy greens, supply minerals that support muscle function and nerve health. Colorful fruits provide antioxidants that protect cells from damage. Healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocados support the brain, joints, and heart. Clean sources of protein help maintain muscle strength, which is essential for balance and independence. These foods work together to support circulation, digestion, and mental clarity. How you eat is just as important as what you eat. Eating slowly allows proper digestion and reduces bloating and discomfort. Drinking enough water supports circulation, joint lubrication, and detoxification. Skipping meals or overeating late at night can disrupt blood sugar and sleep patterns, leaving you tired and unfocused the next day. Simple, consistent eating habits help stabilize energy and mood throughout the day. Food also affects the brain and emotional health. A nourished brain handles stress better, thinks more clearly, and maintains a more positive outlook. Poor nutrition increases irritability, anxiety, and mental fatigue. When you choose nourishing foods, you are not depriving yourself. You are investing in how you want to feel tomorrow and years from now. Eating well after 70 is an act of self-respect. It is not about strict rules or perfection. It is about listening to your body and giving it what it needs to function with strength and dignity. When food becomes medicine, the body responds with better energy, less pain, and a greater sense of control over your health. As we grow older, many people begin to see movement as something risky rather than essential. After 70, it is common to avoid activity out of fear of falling, pain, or making an existing condition worse. While this fear is understandable, avoiding movement is one of the fastest ways to accelerate stiffness, weakness, and loss of balance. The human body is designed to move, and when movement is removed, the body adapts by becoming less capable. Gentle, intentional motion is not a threat to aging joints and muscles. It is what keeps them alive. Movement stimulates circulation, bringing oxygen and nutrients to tissues that need them most. When you move regularly, joints stay lubricated, muscles remain responsive, and nerves communicate more efficiently with the brain. Without movement, circulation slows, muscles shrink, and coordination declines. This process can happen quietly, but it is powerful. Even simple activities like standing up frequently, walking around the house, or stretching in a chair send important signals to the body that it must stay functional. Light exercise after 70 does not mean pushing through pain or forcing the body beyond its limits. It means respecting the body while gently challenging it. Walking, balance exercises, slow stretching, controlled breathing, and easy strengthening movements can all be done safely. These types of movements improve posture, reduce joint stiffness, and enhance confidence in everyday activities. When movement is gentle and consistent, the body responds with greater stability rather than strain. One of the most important benefits of movement is how it affects the nervous system. Regular motion improves the connection between the brain and the body, sharpening reaction time and balance. This reduces the risk of falls, which is one of the biggest concerns for older adults. Movement also releases natural chemicals in the brain that improve mood and reduce stress. This creates a positive feedback loop where moving feels good, and feeling good encourages more movement. Consistency matters more than duration or intensity. A few minutes of movement several times a day is far more beneficial than a single long session once in a while. When movement becomes part of your daily rhythm, it no longer feels like exercise, it feels like self-care. Over time, strength improves, stiffness decreases, and confidence returns. Gentle movement is not about adding years to your life alone, but about preserving independence and quality of life. When you continue to move, you remind your body that it is still needed, still capable, and still strong in its own way. The body listens to that message and responds by supporting you in return. After the age of 70, many people believe that only intense effort can produce real results, or they believe the opposite, that effort no longer matters at all. Both ideas miss the truth. The body at this stage of life responds best to consistency, not intensity. Small actions repeated daily send a powerful message to the nervous system that strength, balance, and energy are still required. Occasional bursts of effort followed by long periods of inactivity confuse the body, but steady, gentle routines create stability and progress. Consistency builds trust between you and your body. When you move a little every day, eat nourishing meals regularly, and maintain simple routines, the body feels safe. A safe body heals more efficiently, recovers faster, and functions with less pain. Intense or irregular efforts can trigger stress responses that lead to soreness, fatigue, or discouragement. Over time, this can cause people to quit altogether. Gentle consistency, on the other hand, encourages the body to adapt without resistance. Even 5 or 10 minutes of daily movement can lead to meaningful improvements. Short walks, light stretching, breathing exercises, or balance practice done regularly improve circulation and joint mobility. These small sessions keep muscles active and nerves engaged. The brain begins to expect movement, and posture and coordination naturally improve. The key is not how hard you work, but how often you show up for yourself. Consistency also applies to nutrition and lifestyle habits. Eating well most days has far greater impact than following a strict plan for a short time and then giving up. Drinking enough water daily, going to bed at a regular hour, and getting sunlight each morning support hormonal balance and energy levels. These habits may seem simple, but their effects compound over time. The body thrives on predictable rhythms. Mental consistency is just as important. Encouraging self-talk practice daily reshapes belief systems and reduces stress. When you consistently choose patience over frustration and hope over doubt, emotional resilience grows. This emotional stability supports physical health by calming the nervous system and improving sleep and digestion. Consistency removes pressure. When the goal is simply to do a little each day, fear of failure disappears. Progress becomes sustainable instead of exhausting. Over weeks and months, these small, repeated actions create noticeable strength, better balance, and increased confidence. The body does not need extremes to improve. It needs steady care repeated with intention, allowing health to grow naturally over time. As the body ages, it becomes more sensitive to the rhythms of daily life. After 70, the nervous system relies heavily on consistency to stay calm, balanced, and efficient. When sleep patterns are irregular, posture is neglected, breathing becomes shallow, and long periods of sitting dominate the day, the nervous system stays in a constant state of low-level stress. This stress quietly drains energy, weakens immunity, and interferes with healing. Restoring healthy daily rhythms is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect long-term health. Sleep is one of the most important rhythms to respect. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day helps regulate hormones that control energy, mood, and inflammation. Poor or inconsistent sleep increases pain sensitivity, affects balance, and reduces mental clarity. Creating a calming evening routine, limiting late night stimulation, and allowing the body to wind down naturally support deeper, more restorative rest. Posture plays a major role in how the nervous system functions. Slouching compresses the chest, restricts breathing, and reduces oxygen flow to the brain. Over time, poor posture contributes to neck pain, back pain, and fatigue. Standing or sitting upright with relaxed shoulders and an open chest improves circulation and sends a signal of confidence to the brain. Even small posture corrections practiced throughout the day can make a noticeable difference. Breathing is another rhythm often overlooked. Shallow breathing keeps the body in a stress state, while slow, deep breathing activates the calming part of the nervous system. Breathing through the nose and allowing the belly to expand with each inhale improves oxygen delivery and reduces muscle tension. A few minutes of mindful breathing each day can lower blood pressure, improve digestion, and enhance focus. Movement breaks are essential for maintaining nervous system health. Sitting for long periods slows circulation and stiffens joints. Standing up, stretching, or walking for a few minutes every hour keeps blood flowing and muscles engaged. These small breaks prevent stiffness and support balance and coordination. Sunlight exposure also helps regulate internal clocks and supports vitamin D production, which is important for bone and immune health. Spending time outdoors during the day improves mood and sleep quality. When daily rhythms are honored, the body feels safer, calmer, and more capable. The nervous system thrives on predictability, and when it is supported in this way, energy improves, healing accelerates, and aging becomes more comfortable and balanced as the years pass. Emotional habits become just as important as physical ones, especially after the age of 70. Many people carry decades of stress, worry, regret, or resentment without realizing how deeply these emotions affect the body. Chronic negativity is not just a mental state, it is a physical burden that places constant strain on the nervous system. When stress becomes a daily companion, muscles remain tense, blood pressure rises, digestion weakens, and the immune system loses strength. Over time, this emotional weight accelerates aging from the inside out. The body does not distinguish between emotional stress and physical danger. When the mind is filled with fear, anger, or unresolved tension, the nervous system stays in a protective mode. This state reduces circulation, limits flexibility, and increases sensitivity to pain. Many aches and discomforts that seem purely physical are actually amplified by long-term emotional stress. Letting go of negativity allows the body to shift from survival into repair. Holding onto the past can quietly drain present energy. Regret over missed opportunities or anger over past events cannot be changed, but they continue to affect the body when revisited repeatedly. Releasing emotional tension does not mean denying your experiences. It means choosing not to relive them every day. Forgiveness, whether toward others or yourself, frees mental and physical energy that can be used for healing and growth. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for emotional health. Focusing on what is still good, meaningful, or beautiful in your life changes how the brain processes stress. Gratitude lowers stress hormones, improves sleep, and enhances mood. Even small moments of appreciation practiced daily can reshape emotional patterns that have been in place for years. Purpose and connection are equally important. Feeling useful, connected, and engaged gives the nervous system a reason to stay alert and resilient. This may come from helping others, spending time with loved ones, learning something new, or nurturing a spiritual practice. When life feels meaningful, the body responds with greater energy and emotional stability. Letting go of negativity does not happen all at once. It is a daily practice of choosing peace over tension and acceptance over resistance. Each time you release a stressful thought, you reduce the physical load on your body. Emotional lightness supports physical strength, clearer thinking, and a deeper sense of calm. Aging gracefully is not only about what you do with your body, but also about what you choose to release from your mind. The future of your health is shaped less by dramatic changes and more by the small choices you make each day. After the age of 70, these choices become even more powerful because the body responds strongly to patterns. Every simple action sends a message to your nervous system about what is required for survival and function. When you consistently choose habits that support your body, you tell it to stay strong, alert, and capable. When choices are careless or inconsistent, the body slowly adapts by conserving energy and reducing function. Many people underestimate the impact of small daily decisions because they do not produce immediate results. Skipping movement for a day, choosing processed food, staying up too late, or sitting for long hours may not seem harmful in the moment. but repeated over weeks and months, these choices accumulate and shape how the body feels and performs. In the same way, small positive habits compound into strength, balance, clarity, and confidence over time. Choosing to move gently every day, even for a few minutes, keeps muscles active and joints flexible. Choosing nourishing foods most of the time reduces inflammation and supports steady energy. Choosing rest without guilt allows the nervous system to reset and repair. These actions may seem modest, but the body values consistency far more than intensity. It responds by maintaining function and independence. Small choices also influence mental and emotional health. Speaking kindly to yourself, practicing patience, and focusing on progress instead of perfection reduce stress and support resilience. When you believe that your efforts matter, motivation grows naturally. This belief encourages better decisions, creating a positive cycle where one good choice leads to another. Independence in later years is built through these daily habits. Strength, balance, and clarity do not disappear suddenly. They fade when they are no longer supported. By making small supportive choices each day, you protect your ability to move freely, think clearly, and live with dignity. These habits create stability, allowing the body to adapt gracefully rather than decline rapidly. The beauty of small choices is that they are always within reach. You do not need perfect conditions, special equipment, or dramatic effort. You only need awareness and intention. Each day offers opportunities to support your health through simple actions. When you choose nourishment over neglect and movement over avoidance, you actively invest in your future. Healthy aging is not about chasing youth, but about preserving quality of life. The choices you make today shape how you will feel tomorrow and years from now. Every positive habit reinforces the message that your body is worth caring for and capable of responding. This daily investment creates a future filled with greater comfort, confidence, and control over your well-being. If you're listening to this right now, let it be your moment of decision. Decide that the next chapter of your life will be written with strength, clarity, and purpose. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve peace in your mind. And you deserve to enjoy the years ahead with confidence and vitality. Start today. Your future self is waiting, and it will thank you for every positive choice you make from this moment on.